Hello, people, wherever you are. Welcome to Melon Sugar Podcast. It's your host, Ked-O, and I'm here with
Glali.
And we are so feeling freaky to be in your homes, on your phones, on your tablets, and on your podcast player. You just listening to us, and it's a very, very great privilege for us to always be on your reviews and everything. Seriously, the reviews are very great, and we expect nothing much from you guys, just for you to just listen and just download. Yeah. And on today's show, Freaky Friday, this will be the 4th episode, and I think I'll leave it to our co-host Delali to take over the show.
Yeah, hi guys. So yes, welcome back to another Friday. And as you all know, on Fridays we have our Freaky Friday. Today we are going to talk about first times. Yeah. So today, I think in the afternoon, I was thinking what we'll be doing today, and I was like, you know what? How about we talk about our first times? I think it's time. It will be an interesting one.
Yeah.
You know, with me in charge, it promises to be nothing short of freakiness, hotness, and a lot of excitement. So I will start.
Yeah.
Ken will join in later. For me, I didn't get sexual until I completed senior high school. That was somewhere in 2015. I completed high school in 2015. And I remember when I was in school, I was naive, like super naive, very naive. You know, I was like, and I wouldn't say timid, but then I wasn't privy to certain things. Even though when you go to high school, you meet people, and then boys talk about a lot of things. So when probably in class, and then my boys will be talking about all these things, and I was like, and I'm wondering, for me, I think one of the things that scared me was the fact that I was afraid of impregnating someone. So I just didn't want to get myself involved in those things.
Yeah.
Then I completed high school. When I completed high school, I had a girlfriend then, Pearl. So, but then she was my junior, not in the same school though.
Yeah.
So due vacation, she came back from school, and we didn't really live close, but then we lived in the same neighborhood. So I went to visit them. So, and this was in the evening. So when I went to visit her, and then she was supposed to just escort me to some points and then return back home. But then young lovers. We kept talking, and before we realized we were in my house.
Whoa.
When I remember the whole incident, it's funny, it's amusing. So yeah, before I realized we were on a trip, we said, okay, so I invited her over. We were talking, and then she for lack of better words, she was a bad girl when I met her. She had done stuff, she knew stuff. So you can just imagine. So we ended up at my place. We were talking, and then things started happening, and it's probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
Why was it so embarrassing moment of your life?
Listen, it was embarrassing. For someone who knew nothing about such things, and then having a partner who knows almost everything about it, who is experienced, you can just imagine. It was just embarrassing. I couldn't even find my way through it. But fortunately for me, the fact because she knew she had a little experience. Not even like she was experienced. Sure, she was experienced. She knew all about it. So, she understood. She understood. Then she was the one more. She was more like in control of the whole thing. She was a driver. Yes. In as much as I want to explain into details, I want to keep it a little sensitive. If you've had conversation with people who grew up, who matured before getting involved in sexual activities, they will tell you how embarrassing it is when you have to do it with someone who has done it before, who knows almost everything about it. It's sad. Sometimes it's interesting, but then also it's embarrassing. So you feel sad. You feel you've embarrassed yourself, your ego. As a man, going into it, sometimes you brag, you talk about it, you talk about all the things you want to do, and then the day comes and you can't, and then the lady finds out, you haven't done it before. You can just imagine how embarrassing it is. So yeah, for me, my first time I didn't enjoy it at all.
For me,
how about you?
For me, I would just say mine was fun, and it was kind of stupid at the same time, because mine was, let me say, high school, Form 3, that would be like 9th grade or something, and it was with, let me say, it was a gangbang. Wait. It wasn't like a gangbang. It was like, let me say, how you would say gala, but it was only 2 boys and the girl, and I didn't know. So I think I caught them in one of the washrooms, and when I entered, I think the girl was so like feeling that sexual everything, and my friend, he was so embarrassed and all that, and the girl was like, for me not to say anything, to keep quiet. They are not dating or anything, so I should just join. And I was like, okay. So and I didn't have anything sexually. I've not had anything. So like I didn't have any experience. So when I think it just happened, that was like one of the first stupid thing I made in my life. The stupid mistakes I made in my life. Because later the girl was like, she didn't get her menses and all that. And seriously, this thing. And my friend was kind of those from a rich family, so he wasn't in the country at that moment. So we were about to write BUC and all that. And when the girl, so I was the one the girl was tormenting. So hey, I was the one the girl was tormenting in the way that seriously, I literally lost weight. So later when my friend came, then the girl actually, I think it was her first time she was experiencing her menses. When my friend came, he was like, okay, for him, if it's pregnancy, for him, he doesn't care. So it's like everything was on me. And for me, I know I didn't do anything. It was just, let me say, 1 minute, 2 minutes, because I've never had any experience like that. So just doing my thing, and I'll just go. And later the girl said, they went to the hospital and all that. So it's just like a fever kind of thing, and the doctor was like, she's in her adolescent stage and all that. And that made me I remember that day perfectly well. The kind of that I did, I think it can produce electricity like 1,000 wax eulogies, because seriously, ever since that day, I think that time I really had to reflect and like, okay, going into my adult, so what do I want? That's what made me made me tell my life that no, I won't. For henceforth, if it will be, I'll make sure it's always in protection or something. Because that time I was so naive and all that. So serious. So yeah, that's mine. And for me, I've had a lot of people who have told me their first time, and some are so funny that you can. It's just like just like one guy at my office. He said his first time was at the church. Seriously, at the church. And
people are not scared
at the church. Seriously, at the church. And it was during church service. And I was like, what? And yeah, it was during church service. And the kind of thing that the girl was doing to him at that moment, he couldn't. So he just had to just go into their washroom, one of their washroom. I think they have like those kind of washroom that is in the power room or something, and he just have to just release. And I was like, wow, seriously, ew. For me, I'll never do something. Seriously, church is not even on my bucket list of where I want to do it. No. Church is not. And you see, there are a lot of things that sometimes, for me, I get to experience. And first time, I think most of our listeners, someone would say, someone who is a virgin all his life, or maybe at a certain age, he's like 26 and he's a virgin. Please don't force yourself into anything. Don't force yourself. Just be yourself. If it comes, it comes. If you don't get and you just want to settle down and get married, because seriously, it's only 10 in all. Okay, let's say 100%, only 0.5% who first times are so blissful, pleasurably fantastic, but the 99.90%, please, all of us, ours are not. So sometimes for me, first time is somewhat, it depends on the person. And sometimes for me, I feel it's more of the peer pressure stuff, because now we have the youth everywhere in the world. People want to just experience. They want to, who has the biggest vagina, who has the biggest and big and all that. So yeah, I think it's more of peer pressure.
And then also, what people don't really know is sometimes however your first time will go, sometimes plays a part or influences your subsequent the subsequent ones. So for instance, if you don't get a very good first time, or something you can actually say, well, I think I liked it or I enjoyed it. But the subsequent ones, it becomes a little some way. You don't really tend to enjoy the whole thing as you should, because I've heard stories of people who after the first time didn't even want to do it again. Because they didn't enjoy it. So you see the whole thing. So I feel people should, the whole it boil down to oneself, the individual, what you allow. It's quite unfortunate that people allow themselves to be pressured by their friends, by what they see or hear. However, for me, I won't advocate for marriage before sex. Because you don't want any form of disappointment, especially if you haven't done it before.
And for me, I'll just say, if it's marriage before sex, that for me, you, the guy or the girl, any one of you listening to us, you, the guy or the girl, I think you should have some touchy like kisses and all that. And maybe if it's not even sex, you should be able to know your ladies see her nakedness, or even see your guys nakedness, to just appreciate. Or if you just see, and there are some people who say, oh, for them they don't want to have sex before marriage. And why? Because even with them seeing their partner, they are able to like know and feel like, oh no, he's the right guy, he's the right lady. So yeah. Why? You've not heard it before?
No.
Yes.
I want to be quiet.
Mostly it's the Muslims. A friend of mine will, let me say, get married. I think after the Ramadan, and I think I was at their house the last time, and she was just talking with one of her cousins, and her cousin was like, oh, for her, when she started dating her husband, they were just seeing themselves for 2 years. They've never done anything. And I was like, wow, so how are you guys able to have, like, just be yourself? And said, oh no, they just have video call, and they could just be having a video call for like an hour. The girl will go and bath, will do everything. The guy too will go and bath, do everything, and they'll be just watching their nakedness. And I'm like, what the hell? Seriously? And one thing that the girl said was that's what helped her to know that a guy can perform well, because he had everything, the body, everything, and for her, she wanted something. She didn't want a lot, and I think and I think one thing that she said was she saw that her guy had everything extra. So basically, even their first nights, it was just bliss. It was full of pleasure. And I was just listening, and I'm like, seriously, we are now in a crazy world. How can you just meet someone and maybe dating the person for 2 years and you've never had sex? And you guys were just having like flirtatious video calls and all that. Really?
That was very tormented.
Hey, I can't torment myself like that.
I had there was this time I had something going with a lady some time back, and then she was a virgin. I don't know if she still is, but then during the time I was with her, she's not a virgin. By now she's not. Well, I can't tell. And after the time, she was. We were both in the uni. We were both in uni by then. But yes, I think now she's doing. I think by now she's done with her service. Because I was ahead of her a year. So but after the time she was a virgin. This is the funny thing. She was a virgin, but then she wasn't ignorant of certain things. Okay. So she knew every other thing, just that she had never done it. And then we started going out, and then one time I went to visit her on campus. And because I knew she was a virgin, and then I didn't want to be the one to need her. Exactly. I just wanted to hold on to her like that, at least until the time is right. So I go there, we talk, and then I'm going back home. So she's cutting me to go and take a car. And then when we got to the bus stop where I'm supposed to pick my car, I hug her and then I kiss her, and then I go home. So when I got home, and then she texted me, and then she was like, she was expecting me to do more than what I did. You know, so I was like, what are you saying? You know, come on, you are a virgin. I respect that, and I don't want to. I don't want to ruin that. I want you to at least for whilst we are together, whilst we are in school, you know, maintain it. So maybe after school, then we can see what will happen. This girl was angry. Can you imagine that within the same week she broke up with me?
Yes, she will. She will, because
till date I don't understand. I was shocked. I was like, what happened? Well, I was just there, and then she called me, and then she was like, she wants us to break up. And I was like, why? And then she said no reason. She just wants us to break up. I'm like, I don't know, but I feel just some people. For me, I like expressive people. I like people, who can be vocal about what they want. So if I'm with you, and then you want something, I expect you to be able to come straight, be straight from point blank and tell me, okay, I want this. I want us to do this. I don't want us to do that. But then you don't expect me to be a psychic.
Yeah.
To be able to read your mind. It's very difficult. When you start doing that, it ruins almost everything. Because if she had told me when I was there, even if I wasn't in the mood, or if I didn't want to do that, I'm sure I would have explained to her and given her reasons. But then is she waiting for me to get home before confronting me or texting me about it? Made it look some way. Then it makes you look as if you are slow. You are slow. You can't read people. You can't read people. Which is the case. It's not easy. It's not easy.
And this topic made me remember one thing. A girl asked me, and she's like, her first time, the guy did a whole lot. I think the guy did so much aerobics in the sex styles, positions, all that. So she really, really liked it. But unfortunately, she didn't marry that guy. So the next guy that he got, and they are still married, she's like, her first time with that guy, the new guy was so tormenting for her, because she had already downloaded all the styles that the other guy used, and he thought the new guy was going to do the exact same, and the new guy was more of like a principal, like corporate guy who was not talking. He wasn't a get-to guy or tag guy, and she had to just like be there, lie down and all that. Feel like she wasn't so comfortable. And I think one of the things that she told me was, it got to a point, her actions made her new guy knew that the guy had to step up. So, and and when the guy stepped out and did everything, she was still not satisfied, and she still didn't like it, like how she liked her first time. And I think most of our listeners, I think, really like experience this kind of things. And for me, it's a whole lot.
A lot of people actually experience. A lot of people experience that. So sometimes after the first experience, because sometimes people are just fortunate. They meet people who are very good at it, and then they give them all these things. So they carry the same expectations into the next relationship or into the next person, thinking, well, whoever I meet afterwards has to be that good, or has to give me the same excitement I got from my first, from the first encounter. Sometimes doesn't really, happen. But come on, not a lot of people don't really put in so much effort into these things. And then there are those who, Charlie, for them it's just the basic things. Massa, let's normal, not so many acrobatics, not too many skills, just the normal ones, 1, 2, and then we are off. And then there are those who also put in their best. They come with their A game. So for people who are lucky or not so lucky to have their first experience with these people, tend to have some level of disappointment when they meet the next person, because the possibility of the next person matching up to the first person is 50-50. It's average. It's not even 50. It's averaging low. You don't. Yeah. So that's actually one of the things. It's one of the things. So you're fortunate if you get to just do it with just one person your whole life. At least that one, you already know what to expect and what not to expect.
And unfortunately, people can't do it with one person their whole life.
That's the truth.
So everything, the orgies and all that, have to still go well. And I think the hookup girls must still get money to do whatever they have to do. So to our audience listening, hookup girl is just like a prostitute, or let me say a
rebranded.
Yes, rebranded prostitute. For them, they have their label, they have everything. So so I think most people will go out for them for their first time because they want to experience things. They don't want a virgin.
At my age, I don't even want one.
And one funny thing is that most girls will want, let me see, the guys will want a hookup girl who is so experienced, or maybe let me say a prostitute who is so experienced, but the girls will never want a guy who's a virgin. No. But for the guys, they are cool if either the girl is a virgin or a pimp or a hookup girl. They are always cool. So I think that thing also, it's not fair for most guys, and I think it's not everyone who gets to experience or who gets to maybe track into like the outdoor stuff in his early ages also. So to our people out there, relax, okay? Relax.
Very true. Relax. If you've not done that, relax. Listen, there's no rush. There's no rush in this thing. Don't push yourself into something, then later you get someone did it once and got pregnant. Someone did it once and impregnated someone.
And someone did it once and got syphilis, gonorrhea, everything.
Yeah, what's the next thing?
Yes, STDs, STIs, yes. So,
don't rush it, just relax.
So
if it comes, fine. If it doesn't, just be patient.
Be patient and wait. If you can't wait, have it, but always use a condom.
Yes, protection. Protection is key.
Protect yourself. Always use a condom. Don't go raw.
It's actually very important. It's very important.
Yes, it's very important.
People need to be told that a lot. Always protect yourself. Always.
So, we've come to the end of the show, and I'd like to thank everyone. And I think I changed our hosting to a new hosting site, and I think most of our listeners will kind of, for some weeks, or maybe experience some small hitches with our distribution and all that. So please, we hope you all wait patiently, because most of I think our last episode with our new segment on Melon Sugar All Talk is on every platform, but it's still not on Spotify. So we are kind of making sure it gets on, because I don't get why it's still not on Spotify. So hopefully this episode, when it's uploaded, will be on Spotify and on YouTube too. You can catch us there. Yes, you can catch us there. After, I think, feelings on our channel, I think you won't see anything. But from today, when this show is uploaded, I think most of you can go there and just check it out. You just see the feed there and you just listen and just feel it. Freaky Friday, like how we always do it. And Charlie, you guys should always listen and support us. You can just support us using the description below. Our PayPal is there and everything. And you can just check our Patreon. Just text Melon Sugar. You can just go there. You can just everything. Seriously, our listeners are seriously the best. Because sometimes I just check the statistics and I'm like, whoa. And the lady, you know, on live notes, wait, is it listen? I think it's listen notes. We are in like the top 5%.
Whoa.
Top 5% globally, and it's out of like 2 million podcasts, and being like the top 5%. Seriously, it's a blessing. I'd like to thank every one of you guys. I think you guys can check it out on our, I think I posted it on our Twitter. So our Melon Sugar _pod. You can just check it out. You can just check the Listen Notes website there. Our podcast is there. Everything. Seriously, we can't thank you guys enough for everything that you've done. And we hope you continue to listen to more of our previous shows and just like and follow us on Podbean and everywhere. And coming soon, we'll be having like live shows on Podbean, so you guys can just check it out. So let me give it to the host, the Lali, to just close us today on Freaky Friday, title First Time.
So, you know, this whole opening up and then signing out. So I remember one time I recorded. I also have a podcast channel.
Yeah.
I recorded one time and I had to delete it because when I finished and I listened to the whole thing, I realized the intro was bad. The outro was bad. So I was like, you know what, let me just delete it. Maybe when I'm perfect with the whole intros and outros, then I'll start recording. So yeah.
Because sometimes you can just record a whole lot. I think one of the first time I was just podcasting, I had to record the trailer. Seriously. Yeah. I had to delete like 30 notes, voice notes, and I was just sending it to my brother. Then my brother was just listening. He would be like, nah, it's not good. And I'm like, oh, please. And I just deleted it. And I just deleted it from Anchor. And I think after that, my first episode was quite shaky. And after that, I got it. After 2-3 episodes, I got it. So, yeah.
I'll try and see if I can record something tomorrow. But then I feel it comes with time. Over time, after 1, 2, 3, you become comfortable and become good with it. So but then having said that, thanks so much to our listeners. To everyone who listens, we are very grateful. Today we decided to keep things a little here and there, slow and then short. But then, as you already know, next week will be very interesting.
Next week on Tuesday and Wednesday also. So just stay listening.
Yeah, we promise to bring you great content. Great content. So yeah, that's just about it. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.